Well, I've just actually realised that was the Sikorsky S-92-A Coast Guard helicopter I've just seen flying from a distance anyway. Which actually you can tell, this is the... Oh, actually I can probably still see it, but just beyond the trees though. There it is, I can probably see it just over there. Yeah, just seen that though. He's just kind of dropped down towards Falmouth Bay anyway. Yeah, it's actually, you can see this is the that's the Coast Guard Sikorsky S-92-A helicopter I've just seen came over anyway. Which actually you can see this is the return of the G-MCGY. This is anyway. Which for some reason we haven't seen the Coast Guard Search and Rescue helicopter for a while apparently though. This has been a while since we've really not seen the Coast Guard Search and Rescue helicopter anyway. Which this has been a while since we've only seen the Coast Guard Search and Rescue helicopter anyway. Which you know, this has been a while since we've only saw the Coast Guard helicopter anyway. So yeah. So as you can see, this is the return of the G-MCGY helicopter apparently. This is the return of the registration G-MCGY. This anyway. Which as you can tell, the G-MCGY, it's currently been over Aberdeen Airport for its maintenance since, because I think for some oh there he is, I can still see it over there. Sorry about that, just got distracted by my dad anyway, you know. So yeah, as actually you can see, this is the return of the G-MCGY Coast Guard Search and Rescue apparently though. Which I think for some reason I've just saw it flying from a distance anyway. So yeah, I think for some reason I've just seen it flying over from the distance anyway. Which as you can see, like to start with, he was just around 850 feet from there anyway, as it flew past just Minor Bridge anyway. And this is when for some reason he just flew over just towards Flushing anyway for some reason, and then just from here he kindly just did a bit over in Falmouth Bay anyway. So yeah, he's kindly just did a bit of one in Falmouth Bay apparently though. So yeah, he's just done one over Falmouth Bay anyway for some reason, and then for some reason he just kindly just lifted off from where he's been to, somewhere between Falmouth Docks and Falmouth Town anyway. But for some reason I've just seen it just gone past anyway from the other side of the distance anyway. Which just from just from where he started, he was around 900 feet to start with, and he kindly just dropped down to where he was just over at Falmouth Bay anyway. Well, dropped down over in the harbour around 650 feet, and then just kind of dropped probably to around 400 feet anyway. And then just for some reason he just lifted off and just got on the way to you know, for some reason he was creasing other feet, he was anyway. As we saw from the distance, he was around, that's what I say, 11,000 to 12,000 feet anyway. Which as you can see, this is where he's took off from apparently. He's just took off from his base at Cornwall Airport, Newquay, just around 3:05 anyway. So he's just taken off from his base at Cornwall Airport, Newquay, just around 3:05 anyway. It was around 3:30 sort of time he took off anyway. Well, obviously just after that anyway. So as you can see, this is where he's been to start with, just over on Pasto. he was over in Pasto to start with anyway. He was flying somewhere just over north coast of Pasto to start with anyway. And then just from here he started just over 40, apparently they're just over 40. So yeah, he started over just where he's been to, just over 40 to start with anyway. And then for some reason he just worked round anyway. So yeah, Cundy just worked around, he did anyway. So yeah, then he Cundy just missed, but obviously then for some reason he just didn't miss the thing over St Maur's anyway, which for some reason he was somewhere near St Maur's though, but not as much anyway. So yeah, it was not as much anyway, to be fair. And now it looks like for some reason he's going back to his base at Coolum Airport, Newquay anyway. Which, to be fair, this has been about a few months ago. We've not seen the G-MCGY anyway. But obviously, because of the registration that we got now over at Newquay, it's the G-MCGY, which, for some reason, that's the one we've just seen anyway. Which, the registration that we've seen before, I think it was the G-MCGY, it was the registration that we've seen the last time anyway. But the last time we've seen that, I think it was, I can't remember though, to be fair though. So yeah, I think it was back in the way we saw it back in Tredesque anyway, but we used to saw the G-MCGY, which for some reason the G-MCGY is it's basically the one, it's the one based at Humberside Airport anyway, which this is where it came from anyway, because the G-MCGY is the one that's based in Humberside Airport anyway. So yeah, technically it's somewhere based in Humberside Airport anyway. So yeah, it looks like for some reason I just heard another helicopter in the background. That's the Merlin Mark II just passing in the background anyway. But I can't see where he is anyway, but he's somewhere closer to my bridge anyway. Could definitely hear in the background. Can't see it, but it's just through the clouds anyway. Can't even see it from here anyway, but it's probably a bit through from the clouds anyway. That's probably the bit that he's on train anyway. But I can't see it from here though, because it's too cloudy. It's probably a bit far away though, so I say though. Definitely hear the background noise of it though. It's the Merlin Mark II. Which hopefully that one will be from in a minute, I suppose, anyway. Yeah, can't see it from here because it's too cloudy. It's coming closer, but it's not the way I think it is though, but can't see yet though, but it's the background noise I just heard anyway. Oh, now he's coming closer. There he is, just up there. Back in the clouds now. I think that registration is the ZH829 apparently. That's the ZH829 registration apparently. But as you can tell, he's now kind of just dropping down anyway. Which probably you see it coming back through the clouds anyway in a minute. There he is, just there. Well, there we are anyway. That was the Merlin Mark II anyway. Obviously we've just seen the overhead part of it anyway. So yeah, the first one we just seen, that was the Coast Guard Search and Rescue helicopter anyway, which that's the Sikorsky S-92-A helicopter anyway. Which the registration, as we've seen, is the G-MCGY apparently though. Which that's the first helicopter we've just seen anyway. That's the G-MCGY apparently though. So yeah, like we said from the Coast Guard helicopter, with this the one we saw apparently though, it's the G-MCGY anyway. So yeah. So yeah, as actually you can tell, the G-MCGY helicopter has just returned back to Newquay anyway, which I can't remember the last time it returned anyway, but just don't know when it was the last time that the Sikorsky S-92 returned anyway. But you know, I think it returned back to Newquay since, I believe, during the Easter holidays, I believe anyway. So yeah, I think it returned back to Newquay since during the Easter holidays anyway, which that's probably where it came back from Aberdeen Airport anyway. So yeah, as you can tell, the G-MCGY is back from Aberdeen Airport anyway, but as you can tell, he's back to his home base at Newquay Airport now anyway. So yeah, but the other one we still got at the moment is the GMCGH, which that one we still got at the moment, but it's obviously still taken over from the GMCGY, which unfortunately to say, the GMCGY is unfortunately because of the GMCGY helicopter is also now in Aberdeen as well anyway. That's now in Aberdeen Airport now apparently though, according to the GMCGY helicopter, which is the Coast Guard. That's now over at Aberdeen Airport this time as well anyway, which that went for his industrial maintenance anyway for somehow. So yeah, but somehow though the GMCGY is now at Aberdeen Airport anyway. So obviously it's still onto his industrial maintenance at the moment though. So yeah, it's on to his maintenance service at the moment, because the GMCGY is still, for some reason, is currently just on service maintenance at the moment. So yeah, that's why, because of the GMCGY, he's just come back from his maintenance anyway from Aberdeen. Anyway, he's just came back from his maintenance anyway. So yeah, obviously the GMCGH is the one we still got at the moment, but that's still taken over from the GMCGY at the moment, which the GMCGY Coast Guard Search and Rescue is basically from the way it's based from is from Aberdeen Airport. No, not Aberdeen Airport, Humberside Airport, apparently. So yeah, but anyway, there he is. Look, it's just back at Newquay. It's back to its spot at Newquay Airport now anyway. And then the second helicopter we've just seen, that was the British Royal Navy. That was another British Royal Navy Augusta Western Merlin Mark II anyway, which that one was the ZH829 apparently though, which that one was the ZH829 that was. Which obviously that one has just been on train anyway, and that took off from Inverness Caldros just before, well, probably just after 3:10 anyway. So as you can see, that one it's done a bit of train anyway. It's done a bit of train just over on the southwest of Hale. He did anyway, and then for some reason he's just done some hovering train just over. It's been out doing some train laps just over, as you can see, past towards Perranporth Airfield. So yeah, he's been somewhere near Perranporth Airfield and somewhere just Perranporth anyway. And then yeah, he's been training just mostly just probably around outside of Truro, I believe anyway, just outside of Truro and then into Truro anyway, because obviously for some reason he's training around there anyway. As you can see, he's done a few loops over. It's been, so yeah, as you can see, it's been doing some few train just over Throwback anyway. So yeah, feed dog. So yeah, and because for some reason the way we saw it, he was, especially the loud slab blaze, it was good anyway. But you know, especially the loud slab blaze was alright anyway. So yeah, he kind of, well, where was he had started with, he was around 54,000 feet anyway, then dropped here to around 5,000 feet anyway, and then just from where we saw it, he was dropping down into Falmouth Bay anyway. So yeah, and as you can see, the call sign is EXC LA1, that is anyway. and the registration is ZH829 apparently, which that was the registration we saw the last time anyway, the ZH829 anyway. So yeah, but by the looks of it, he's probably now going to go, he's now heading back to, I believe, ONS Cold Rose now, I believe anyway, now heading back to his base at ONS Cold Rose anyway now. So yeah, okay, so yep, thanks for watching, bye bye.